Now, I know you. I'm here today to tell.
Go away.
Won't take but a moment. We do need to verify some information.
What is going on, Wastelanders? Welcome back to the channel. If you've ever found yourself stuck in a vault, struggling to survive in the irradiated ruins of the Commonwealth, or wondering how to build the perfect weapon, you're in the right place. Because today, we're diving into the ultimate Fallout guide that'll help you conquer the Wasteland like a pro. So whether you're a seasoned vault dweller or a fresh-faced survivor, I've got tips, tricks, and secrets to make your journey through the post-apocalyptic a whole lot easier. So grab your stim packs, load up your weapons, and let's get started. So while our intro is rolling, I do want to talk about what we're actually going to be covering in this guide to get the best start possible in Fallout. So this guide will give you a start to finish, exact step-by-step on how to achieve the Overseer's Guardian, which is a unique rifle that you can find in Vault 81, and it is pretty endgame as a weapon. You can use it all the way up from level 1, all the way up to level 50. It does not matter. So this weapon is located at Vault 81, and it is attached to a merchant, so we do have to purchase it. For the sake of the build, I have set my charisma to 1 to show to everyone that anybody with any build can buy this gun with this strat at virtually no cost. So we've chopped up this intro pretty well so far. I am going to be skipping all of the vault gameplay for you guys. Just make sure when you guys leave the cryopod that you grab everything and anything possible. This strat also works for survival mode, so you definitely want to make sure you're picking up every little piece. Now, as you know, everybody plays Fallout different, and if you're not really a junk collector, if you don't really pick up everything you see, it's completely understandable, but just understand for this specific strategy, if you want to get the gun at virtually no cost, you have to pick up everything you see along the way that I'm going to guide you. Nora gets absolutely domed here. GG's, buddy. Alright, now that all those wonderful cinematics are gone through, we're going to be escaping the vault, and we are ready to get this guide started, baby! I am on fire, timing up that transition perfectly. I just want to have a full disclaimer. I am not a professional by any means when I make these videos. This is actually one of my first videos where it is step-by-step and I'm narrating after the fact. So I'm actually just watching this as you guys are, and I am just narrating it, so yeah. So, getting started with step 1, we are going to be gathering supplies in and around Sanctuary. So we're going to hit up some of these spots over here on top of the hill, and then we'll make our way down to Sanctuary itself, and I will show you where we need to go. So firstly, you do want to hit this guard tower here, and you want to grab everything you see in here, including this first aid kit. It's going to be super important for you in the long game. You're going to move over here and grab these 2 wooden crates. Grab everything you see out of all the containers you run into. So as you can see, there's a little opening over here by this gate. So we're going to go through it, and there's actually a little Minuteman outpost up here with a purified water and 2 dirty waters. So that is going to be pretty important for your aid, especially if you're in survival mode. If not, if you're in any other difficulty and you really don't need the water, you can just sell it for caps in the end. So moving down the hill and into Sanctuary, up here on the left, you've actually got a suitcase. And 9 times out of 10, it will have a clean suit or dress. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, so moving right along, I'll show you a different spot where we could grab something like that. But you are going to need a clean suit or dress. If you climb up on top of this roof, you can grab this duffel bag that not a lot of people know about, and then we're going to move right into the root cellar. So the root cellar is very vital to this strat. You pretty much just want to pick up everything you see. Everything in here minus the safe, because the safe is an advanced lockpick, and we don't have that skill yet because we're still level 1. But yeah, this is a very important spot. Over here you can see we've got some Gwinnett Stouts, and they're actually pretty rare throughout the game. I think we actually run into 1 more during this run, but they are not everywhere, and they also help your charisma. But the main reason we are down here is for those gold bars. Those gold bars are very expensive, especially with max charisma. Another important note to add with the cellar is that there is a lot of food and water down here. So if you're definitely diving into survival mode, this is one of the first stops you should make anyways, whether you're following this strat or not. Alright, so sliding right into the house above the cellar, you want to make sure that you do grab these mentats. This is super important and critical to the run. It is located in between the chest and the dresser on the ground, buried in the leaves. Next, we're going to just be moving throughout the houses and locating the 3 safes around Sanctuary. These have pretty good loot in them for the beginning of the game, and you can also use these to barter and trade our way through. So as you can see, we're checking out another house. There are some boat flies located around Sanctuary, but if you can make it out of the vault, you can take care of a couple boat flies. So we are attacking the second safe currently, and we're going to get just some more loot out of that. And I believe, if I'm watching this correctly, yes, this is where we found the clean blue suit. So this is one of another location where that stuff will spawn if it does not spawn in the suitcase from prior. So we are actually heading right over into the main character's house. So we actually had a really unlucky run. Usually if you check this cabinet, there should be a liquor in there, and it's great for charisma, but unfortunately we did not grab that on this run. But just to show you through all the bad luck, it is still possible to do this run with ease. So here we're checking out the third and final safe. Make sure you do grab this Med-X. This is good caps, especially if you don't really use drugs throughout your playthrough. Disarm the makeshift bomb. Do not blow your fingers off trying to get into this safe. But in this safe, you just have some minimal loot, more for just the trading aspect. And I believe once we get out of this safe, there is a 10mm pistol laying on the ground in the shower. And that is it for Sanctuary, I do believe. So, what we should have so far is the Gwyneth Stouts from the cellar. You do need the gold bars from the cellar. The mentats from the house above the cellar. You need a clean suit or dress. And you need all 3 safes looted. This is very important for the run. If you forgot everything else, this is the stuff that you needed to grab from Sanctuary. So we're going to be coming out of the back of Sanctuary here, heading towards that junkyard. But first we're going to come across a dock, and then we're going to follow the shore and grab some loot that you guys will see ahead. Now, while I have a quick second, I do want to apologize for the late to no uploads as of recent. My work schedule's just been really hectic, and trying to edit and narrate this different form of content has been actually very challenging for me, so I do hope you guys enjoy it. But moving right along, coming up to this suitcase that I mentioned earlier. So we have a almost full leather. So we're going to be moving right along. If you want to grab that, make sure you pick it up. We're going to move right over to this boat here. And if you just go straight out under the water, there's going to be a steamer trunk that's a novice lock. And it's going to actually have some very decent loot for you in there as well. So once we scoop that up, we're just going to keep moving right along the shoreline. And if anyone is confused on where we're at currently, we are just right of Vault 111 and Sanctuary, starting to ride that shoreline. And using this shoreline is actually going to be pretty important during this strat. You pretty much can't get lost if you just stay near or around this shore, especially at the very beginning. And that custom destination there, that's just where the boat is. In case you get confused or lost, it's pretty easy to find if you can't figure it out. But moving right along the shoreline, we are going to make our way up towards the junkyard that is located just to the right of Sanctuary when you look at it from a map's perspective. And located up here is very important items that you will need for the rest of this strat also. So we will also have a little screen or something where I show the items. So coming through this opening in the fence at the robotics disposal ground, you're going to want to squeeze through these little things here, and we're going to move over to this steam trunk. It's got a fusion core, and sometimes it's got a circuit board in there as well, but that's not really super important. The important things are the Fat Man and grabbing this little mini nuke that is up here ahead at the front of the disposal ground. So you're going to need to crouch down and kind of just ram your body into the mini nuke. It's stuck in the tires. It's just the way the game made it. Do not go that way. I will explain when we have a free second from narrating on what to do here, on why we don't go past the robotics ground at the beginning of the game. So moving into the bunker itself, just grabbing, basic components and stuff like that for the bartering and the trading for this strat to work. You definitely want to pick up this Hot Rodder magazine. You can use it to sell it, because once you read it, it does not matter. You can sell it after. You'll have whatever you've unlocked from it. So moving in to the terminal, we're going to play the tape to activate the sentry bot. And then once the sentry bot is actually activated, you can eject the holotape from the terminal. And we're going to load it into our Pip-Boy, and we're going to play the tape itself. And then we're going to actually initiate a self-destruct, so you don't actually have to fight the sentry bot on your own, and you can loot him from there. So while we have a free second while I load this holotape up, the reason why you don't want to go past the robotics disposal ground is because there actually is a set of power armor that will spawn down there, but at such a low level, you will only spawn a T-45B, which is the base level armor that you can grab from the first story mission. It's really not that great, and honestly, running around in power armor seems cool, but at a low level, it can actually hurt you, because if you go through areas at low levels, you'll actually increase the damage and difficulty of your enemies if you walk around in power armor. So fast forwarding a little bit, we've moved down across the shoreline, and you can actually see this little circuit breaker here. And if you flip the switch and follow this pipe up here, if you don't get stuck on the trees like I did, L Gamer. But yeah, if you follow this piping all the way up the hill, there's actually 3 cap stashes located under this lid, along with a skeleton with some pretty basic loot, but good loot overall for bartering itself for this trade. So since we've left Sanctuary, we have gathered a Fat Man and a mini nuke, 3 fusion cores, the Hot Rodder magazine, and the loot from this little lake spot. So now we're going to start heading back to Sanctuary. We're going to be heading over to Red Rocket, where you actually find dog meat. Now, we don't really worry about him just yet. I mean, you can deal with him if you want. We're just kind of moving along for the sake of time for us, for this informative video. But we're actually going to go right around Red Rocket, and we're going to go to the little pit that is located under the gas station behind it. Now, once you actually load into the pit that is underneath Red Rocket, you're going to come in, you're going to find a couple enemies, a couple mole rats. But I guess this is just where they were dumping their trash before the apocalypse. Yeah, as you can see there, I'm pretty goated, okay, with the aim. But we're going to be moving right into this right alley, and we're going to just grab this fusion core. There's not a whole lot down here that you really can grab. The fusion core is important. You can just grab anything from any of these containers. Oh, hold on. Okay, dub, GG's. Get deleted, buddy. There is a safe here in novice level, so you can open it, grab some of the loot. There are some miscellaneous containers around this cave system that you can totally grab for loot for the trade. I didn't really grab anything per se other than just this safe. Now, if you are playing on survival mode, I highly recommend grabbing the brain fungus and these little glowing funguses around. There's like 40 of each, and for survival mode, for crafting purposes, it is very good for making antidotes, making aid, and stuff like that. So I do highly recommend, if you are playing in survival mode, to grab all of that stuff. Make sure you get your crafting up. So moving right along, we're going to take a hard left real quick. We're going to be heading towards Lexington, but we're not actually going to go in there. We are just checking out this house. There's not a whole lot other than a Nuka-Cola Quantum, which is good for bartering or anything else. A little cap stash here, but really moving upstairs. We're just going to grab, there's a little chem box in here with some good stuff that you can trade out, and there is a bobby pin box, and there's actually a safe, but it's advanced. At this point, with all the locations and safes and everything that you've opened, unfortunately, you actually are level 2. You're not really level 1 like I said in the video, but oh well, clickbait. And you can open that safe if you do improve your lock picking. But once we clear out of that house, we're actually going to head up towards this water tower. Now, at the water tower, there is a first aid box that should be filled up with a stim pack and something else. And then just to the left of it, there should be purified water sitting exactly where I'm aiming. Unfortunately, I already had to clear through because there were some enemies, and I didn't even record it. It's all good. But after the water tower, you're going to head straight to Abernathy Farm and go straight past it. And there is a little shack over here that is not located on the map. But the hub flowers. The hub flowers are super important to this run. You need at least 2 hub flowers. That is the only way this is going to work because we have to make grape mentats. Some basic survival stuff if you want to grab some sodas or whatever. Just moving into this little shack, we're also going to grab whiskey, which is also needed for the grape mentats. You can grab the cigarettes, the cigars. Most people can use it for cloth and settlements, but for cigarettes and anything like that, you can actually get a lot of money for the trading per se. And then moving on, we're going to be heading down to pretty much like we're heading to Diamond City. I've never really ran into that many enemies while taking this route. It's more of a diagonal route. And we'll stumble across Walden Pond, I believe it is. And in that tunnel over there, we're not going to hit it right now, but you can obtain Big Jim, which is a unique pipe wrench. It's a legendary weapon. If you want to do a melee build, you go right for it and do it. We're just not going to be doing it for this run. But yeah, heading right on through towards Diamond City, we're going to come across the Beantown Brewery. And this is a good spot to hit as like a locator if you are lost. Find the Beantown Brewery, and then you can follow me from here. So we're going to come across Beantown Brewery, which is a great little spot if you do want to loot it at a later level. But for the purpose of this video, we are not going to go in and clear it at all. I believe there is a side quest located attached to the Beantown Brewery from Diamond City. But you're going to want to go through this opening in this gate. And you're pretty much just going to want to make a straightaway shot in between all the trees. And you will come across it's an unmarked shed. And it's a very important shed that we need for this barter build. Because we're essentially, the whole point of this video is to boost your charisma as much as possible. So we have the clean suit. We are going to craft the grape mentats. We are also going to need an item from the unmarked shed, and then we can also have a liquor or a Gwinnett Stout to also boost our charisma by 1. Don't drink beer. Beer does not improve your charisma. It's kind of just if you get addicted to alcohol, you can use it as a substitute to kind of hold yourself over, but do not use beer. The important part about this shed too, if you're playing in survival, is there is a good amount of food for you, so you're not starving to death. But you're going to want to come around this counter, and you can loot the trader for all of her stuff. But that is the important thing that we need right there. We need the Day Tripper. The Day Tripper adds, I believe, 2 charisma, and it does not stack. There are 2 at this location. There's one behind this door at the chemistry station, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we're going to finally craft those grape mentats that I was talking about. Should be one of the first couple, so you shouldn't have trouble finding it too much. And from here, we are ready to make our way to the Overseer's Guardian, which is the greatest weapon for early game and end game. But it's a great weapon to have from the very beginning. So, everything you need to barter, to be clear: clean suit or dress, Gwinnett Stout, grape mentats, and if you have a liquor, I didn't have one. If you do, great. Proceed to Vault 81. Now, when you get to the vault, it's going to make sense as to why we had to make so many little pit stops. So, to get into Vault 81, unless you have a very high charisma, which we purposefully don't for the sake of showing how this run can work for anyone, you need to supply the vault with 3 fusion cores to gain access. This is why we had to stop at the junkyard. This is why we stopped at the pit stop underneath Red Rocket. This is all very important stuff to get access to the vault, to get access to the trader that holds the weapon that we are pretty much been grinding for the past 15-20 minutes. So once you get access to the vault, you will speak to the Overseer. You will trade the 3 fusion cores for 100 caps, and then you will make your way through the vault down to the common area with the rest of the vault dwellers, and you will have access to the trader that holds the sacred weapon that we have been searching for. So, to be clear, I mean, you can do it now while you're just sitting in the elevator waiting. You can throw on your suit or your dress, throw on some eyeglasses because you found them in the first vault. And we're going to take a good look at ourselves here. Look at us. Absolute stud muffin. Love it. So ready to trade for this weapon. So you're going to want to move down here. And I believe I threw in a clip. It's hard to tell. I'm literally narrating as I'm watching it with you. I believe I threw in a clip of the original weapon with its original value, which was 3867. So it is 3,867 bottle caps with 0 charisma, or 1 charisma, rather. No additives or boosters. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure that our suit is equipped, and we're going to scroll over to our aid. We are going to be taking our Day Tripper. The Day Tripper does not stack, so make sure you only take 1. Take your Great Mentats, and take your Gwyneth Stout. If you have anything else, you can take it. But our charisma is at a plus 12. We had a charisma of 1. So we are more than maxed out on charisma and ready for this trade. So in order for this trade to work out pretty well, I trade away all of my junk. I start with my junk first, and then I get rid of things as I need them. So we're going to scroll down here. We see that our value is at 1940. So we've cut it almost in half. She also has some armor that's legendary as well. You can come back and grab it using the same barter skills if you want later in the game. It's up to you. But at first, we can see that I'm just selling off all my junk, and you can just see that number dwindling. Those gold bars, valued at $291 a piece. That's also why we grabbed the 3 gold bars. You can keep moving along. You can just sell everything. You're literally level 2, maybe level 3 at this point. You will get all of this junk back if you really want to build settlements that bad. Just keep an eye out. Make sure you're looting everything. So with all the junk that we have acquired in the 3 locations that we have stopped at, we've already cut down almost 2,000 caps. So although you have more than enough stuff within your inventory to pay for the weapon itself, it uses 45 ammo, which you can acquire throughout the story pretty easily, which is nice. You definitely want to make sure that you oversell for a second, just so you can scroll over to her ammo tab and scoop up I believe it's like anywhere from 190 to 210 rounds that she holds. Just grab all of them. It makes it easier. It makes it easier for yourself, and you'll acquire more on the main story quest where you go to the underground tunnels and work on rescuing Nick Valentine from the gangsters. But I am still the same level. I have just left the vault, and we're just testing it out on a few enemies. I can walk around Diamond City with ease, and I'm only shooting 1 bullet. The whole good thing about this weapon is that it uses an extra projectile every time you shoot. So you're saving ammo, and you're really doubling it. You're doubling your damage, and you're saving your ammo, which is super important. You can deal with raiders with ease. I walked over to Trinity Tower to show you that even at level 3, you can literally mow down super mutants. So with all this being said, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys enjoyed it, just comment what you guys want me to do next. I love making Fallout videos. I've played this game for a long time, and I would love to share my tips, tricks, and secrets. And if you guys did like this video, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And without further ado, we'll see y'all in the next one. I'm so sorry this one took forever to come out, but we will definitely have more cranked out and ready to go shortly. But with all that said, hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.